similar to our name. And some people reach out to me asking that we should affiliate ourselves with the new Nigerian Youth Party. And I had to clearly explain to them, we are not a political party, we're a youth movement, right? And we prefer to stay that way. How many of you agree that we are better off being a movement than being a political party? If you agree, just type, I agree, I agree. We are better off being a movement than a political party, because look at the last election. There were 99 political parties. How many of them even got a single seat? So this is not about starting another party that may not even achieve much in the next general election. This is about pushing for young people to contest, irrespective of political party. This is about pushing. What? It's in my bag. So this is about pushing that young people context. This is pushing that young people get their PVCs. The new Nigerian youth movement is targeting 70 million Nigerian youths to get their PVC. 70 million Nigerian youths to get their PVC below the age of 50. We just need change. I'm even thinking, I don't belong to any party, but the idea that came to my mind is, can't I even join all the parties? So that when people want to change the narrative, right, to say, don't mind him, it's because it's PDP, that's why he's talking. Before you know, I will show them my APC card. If they say, don't mind him, it's because he's APC, that's why he's talking. I show my YPP, I show ABGA, I'm a Nigerian and I deserve, what, no, irrespective of the party I belong to ask for good governance, even from the parties that I belong to. It's a shame that we struggle to find Nigerian youths, and it's a big shame. We struggle to find Nigerian youths in all these parties speaking for the people. We struggle to find Nigerian youths being able to demand that the best happen. By the way, Eric, you are in the group as you instead of as Stephen Akintaya. I don't know how you did that, right? Can you find something how to do there, please? Or are you, I don't know why you are joining as yourself instead of me. So please work something out. But one of the things that I think is very, very important, that is key for me, is that we are able to push for a change. And like I said, this is not about which party you belong to. Is that we should infiltrate all the parties and demand for the best for this country. Nigerian lives matters. Nigerian youth matter. We all deserve the best, whether we even belong to APC or PDP. We deserve the best. Whether you belong to any party at all, we deserve the best. After all, when they share all these political positions, did they give you anything? When they share money, are you there? Even you as a member of APC, are you there? Maybe they give you peanuts, right? They call the names of somebody sent us money. When you ask, Indomie, 1 pack of Indomie, 1 pack of tin tomato, that's what they share at the world level. So is that what, your destiny? So we all need to begin to say the truth. It doesn't matter which party you belong to. I want to see the right thing being done. Eric, I'm waiting for you to change that, because I need you to share. It is from, and I expect that we can share directly, even without having to be seen as Stephen Akita or you. So that when we need the streaming directly from New Nigeria, then we can share to other groups, Rant HQ and my page and several other groups, please. Okay, so that's what we're looking at today. What are the lessons that we are learning from the US elections that we can replicate in the next election in Nigeria 2023. What are the lessons? Okay, what are the lessons? Somebody says disagree, we need new party in Nigeria. I keep saying my own. Again, you don't need to agree with me, right? But you don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. What has new party in the last election done for us? We had new parties, right? We had new parties. Showore started his own party, right? Even him, he struggled to own this party he started. Many of you also don't know. Fela Durotoye started his own party. There was power also. So if this movement were to have been a political tussle or a political party, I can assure you, people sent by government are already in our midst, right? The new Nigerian youth movement, if we're a party, people sent by the government are already amongst us, and they will frustrate this move. I can tell you that one categorically for free, right? So I laugh when I hear people say, go start a new party. I just laugh. One man in Cross River, is it Port Harcourt, just woke up one day and he said he's the new chairman of Showore's party, that Showore stole money, right? And he has taken over as the new chairman. How many of you heard that story? If you heard, type I heard. So this whole starting a new party is overrated. Honestly, it's overrated. Must we start new party? Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. As I speak to you, there are more than 100 parties that have been started in recent times. More than 100 parties that have already started. So again, I don't understand what the competition is about. Everybody start parties. But you know the beauty about movement? You can have 1 million movements. They are not affecting each other. If everybody is towards a cause, the people you can reach, me, I can't reach. The people they can reach, me, I can't reach. So all of us working together for a movement that guarantees that there is a change. That's what we are after. The last time I showed you a picture of what happened in the US elections, right? What happened to the other parties in US? What happened to them in this last election in the US? What happened to the other political parties? Or you don't know that the other parties are aside Republicans and Democrats in the US? They are, but what happened to them? When you want to look at this whole conversation, what happened to the third parties in the UK? It has always flipped between Labour and which other one? Who can tell me the second major party in the UK? So the best that all the other minority parties do is maybe you pick 3 parliament seats, 4 parliament seats. How many of you know that Kanye West contested the US election with the popularity of Kanye West? Yes, he contested under one of those parties. With all his popularity, Kanye West got 50,000 votes. 50,000 votes. That's what he got. Yes, you heard me. The same Kanye West that will release an album and you hear that 30 million people bought the album. 50 million people bought the album. But that same Kanye West struggled to gather 50,000 votes. Was it not the same thing that happened to Showore, Fela Durotoye? I voted Fela Durotoye in the last election. I was embarrassed when I saw that it was 18,000 that my presidential candidate gathered. I was embarrassed, right? I voted for him. I lobbied all my family members to vote for Fela. When I saw the result, I was shocked. So these whole concepts, Phoebe Sayo said she voted Showore. Showore was probably the best. I think he got 30-something thousand. So these are the realities. So if we are serious about creating change, there's nothing wrong with starting a new party. I'm not against that. Let's start and see how well the party will do. That's good. But can we also infiltrate the existing parties? Let me give you an example of what I'm saying. How many of you have ever attended either APC or PDP ward meeting? If you have, type 1, please. If you have ever attended APC or PDP ward meeting, if you have attended before, type 1. Do you know that an average person here can hijack a word like that? 2 words like that. Do you know that? And I'm not talking about you need to even have plenty money. Right? That's not even what I'm talking about. Okay? Eric, I'm still waiting for you on the group, on the New Nigerian group. So I'm not even talking about you having too much money. Let me tell you what they do in their ward meeting, average ward meeting. Give me a name of a senator. Can somebody just give me a random name of a senator? Just random name of a senator, just random name. Any senator. In most of this ward meeting, Senator Adiola Yayi. So you just say, the ward whatever coordinator. Yayi sent fún wa lówó, a dẹ̀ ti pín owó yẹn. Gbogbo wa tá dẹ̀ wá ń bí báyìí, a máa gba 500 naira. Everybody say, yay! Ward meeting over. That's what happens. I'm not kidding you. That's what happens in ward meetings. Most ward meetings. So the reality is that, guys, and you know the funny thing, the people who will be in that ward meeting are not more than 30 to 40. So what stops you, right? Mustafa, from gathering 30 people in your community to go for that same ward meeting? When they finish their article, 500, say, am I worried? Me only the 500. They also say, Akilode auntie, ṣebí member wa lẹ jẹ́. He say, torí ìjọ tí n bá máa búyá yìí pé kò ṣe dáadáa, kẹ́ má wá sọ pé ṣebí èmi náà gba 500 ẹ̀. Ẹ pín yòókù sórí àwọn other people. I'm not interested. You see how you start influencing that word? That's how you begin to influence the word. The next time you come, they will even say you should come and talk. Even if they don't believe, they just want to even hear the rubbish you have to say for you to decline 500 naira. Okay, is it that you are very rich or what? They just want to even have an idea. Okay, thank you very much. Mustafa says, we have addressed all this word and present counselors in our new Nigerian youth movement database. God bless you. I love this. So this is how you can begin to disrupt this entire system. It's a word by word movement. It's a grassroots thing. It's a grassroots, and you can hijack all this. Listen, the current governor, Dapo Abiodun, hijacked APC from a sitting governor. Can you believe that? Ibukun Amusu was the sitting governor, and they hijacked his party in his state, in his hands, and there was nothing he could do about it. And they compensated him by making sure he won his own Senate. He was trying to go for Senate. So he won the ward election, right, for his own Senate. But he couldn't install his own guy in the primaries. Can you see what we're talking about? So if you tell me that you cannot hijack, that somebody cannot hijack, and I mean what I'm saying. If anybody tells me that somebody cannot hijack a political party, because of, I mean, you are just not being sincere. It is more than possible. It can be hijacked, right? Again, I agree with you. If you think we shouldn't even go that route, that we should start a new political party, no problem. I'm just not interested in that move. You can go ahead and start a new political party. I promise you, you have my support. You really do, right? You have my support, right? But I can tell you, check the UK, check the US, check all the other countries of the world. There are usually two dominant parties all over the world. Other minor parties just get a little, what you call like a sprinkle of it. Eric, no problem. Go ahead and share to all the groups that we belong to from the New Nigerian Parties, the New Nigerian Party group that I wanted to share, not my page, please. So I will start promoting. You'll be glad to know that we already have over 4,800 people in the New Nigerian HQ Facebook group, And our goal is to reach 10 million people, Nigerians from all over the world, right? And through this Facebook group, we begin to rock this conversation about changing this country for real and for good. And we will, by the grace of God, and God will help us. So, what are the lessons? So, I'm going to open the floor now so that everybody begin to engage and be part of the conversation. What are the lessons from the US election, okay, that Nigerian youth can learn about repositioning for 2023? I have emphasized about two major ones. Number one, we've learned that the idea of a new party may not take us far, because even the US election, where there's no talk, where there's a level of equality and things like that, we can still see that two parties dominate. And with the popularity of Kanye West, I can assure you there's no Nigerian that is as popular as Kanye West, right? He still got 50,000 votes. That tells you something about this concept of starting a new party. It takes a lot more than what we are analyzing. So the question is then, can we learn from that and use that to reposition? Another lesson is the strategy the Democrats use to say, you know what, if we are to say everybody go to the and vote, these Republican people may beat us to it, right? Why not encourage people to send in their vote via ballots? They fought that argument, pressurized their people to vote via ballots, and that became another strong reason for some of the successes that they have enjoyed. Okay, so there's a lot to learn, and let's just look into all those dynamics. So I'm going to open the floor. If you want to say something, please just type bring me up, and we're going to bring you up, and you can go ahead. Okay, so we're opening the floor for all of us to start commenting. So if you want to have your take, just type bring me up. We have the chat button. Just click on the chat button and we'll be able to see your comments. Okay, if you want to say something about what are the lessons, that's the topic for today. Okay, the lessons for Nigerian youths from the US general election. What are the lessons that we have? Okay, Adekunle Patricia, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Levitt says, I don't understand you, but yeah, I'm sure that I interpreted it for everyone. Okay, so we start with Mustafa. Yes, unmute yourself and go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, Dr. Stephen, good evening. Thank you for gathering us, and thank you for this movement. I quite agree with you that we should not I agree with the part that we don't have to be a political party to be a force. I agree that we are better at a movement. You see, we can build this movement to a point where it will even be more powerful than a political force, a political party.
Very true.
You know why? Information itself is power. I'm glad to be part of the membership and database team. And I can agree with, I can say this categorically that the team is doing a very, very good job. To the ward, to the councillor, and all stakeholders. When I mean stakeholders, the Agbero, the Olori Adugbo, whoever you are of a particular ward, we are gathering their database. What we can do, what I've learned from the US election, you see, Obama himself took time to put a call through to all, to, I won't say all, to some voters, and was asking them to vote for, what's it called, to vote for their party. I'm very sure that before he left office, maybe because he was once a president, they will have a very detailed, he will have a very detailed database where he can just go and, but you know, their system is not like us. I don't want to preempt how they got those data, but they were able to make calls through, and people you know, the response was different. So what we are, one of the things we are working on, which I want, it can't be limited to the team alone. See, we need one power, and that power is the information that we have. When Dr. Stevens said, let us drive 70 million eligible voters, my team had come up with some other ideas that we will not only target people who are 18 years and above. From this year, if you're 15, by 2023, you will be 18. So we already, that means that we have work around secondary school students and mostly university students that we can capture to be able to get this data and this information. The truth of the matter is, if we have that 70 million record, Dr. Stephen, I feel that it will be enough power in our hands to drive a force. Imagine because the system we are also building around the database is that before election, we will tell you where your ward is. We will tell you where your collation center is for everybody. You will get your collation center, you will get your ward, you will know all the stakeholders that are there, and we can mobilize people in their numbers. Even people that ordinarily would not want to go to collation center, we can already supply them with enough data, enough information to be involved. We can actually, with the information that we drive, I feel that is what we need to. I've not seen, I've seen some politicians try to, you know, get database of voters around them. Even when we prepare this database for them, sir, they don't even know what to do with it. Give them all these things, they don't even know how to interpret it. So to them, I feel that the information is what we can have that will act as our power. So whoever is going, whoever the NMYM movement is supporting, then we can be able to back them up with that information. Then secondly, I feel that, okay, this is not what part of the things I learned. I just feel also that whoever that NMYM can have, and I was sharing with somebody today that why don't we have like what we call an NMYM university? Let people come and learn about budget and fiscal policies. Let them come and learn about how constitution applies to corporate governance. Let's bring people who can, you know, let people know how to, if ask a lot of people, our people in government, ask them what GDP is. They don't even understand these things. Somebody who has not read a financial statement, who does not know what a P&L is, who does not know what a balance sheet is, you now give that kind of person a budget of a state or budget of a local government. What do we think the person will do with it? You have no knowledge. To you, the money just appears like allocation, but you wouldn't know how to put this money into its proper use because you just feel it is money. You don't understand what your liabilities are. You don't know what you should the provisioning for your expenses. You don't know anything. They just gave you that. So for me, I feel that once we have that information, it is enough power in our hands, and we can actually be twisting and be driving. I wouldn't want to use the word manipulate the voting process, because everybody will be clearly informed about it. That's my contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good to have you around. So this is what I posted some times ago. If you can see it, that's the US election. You can see Joe Biden and the electoral college vote he got. You can see Donald Trump. Can see the other candidates 000. You know, even Kanye West didn't even make this top four self, right? And yet the other ones didn't still get anything. So I want to bring up somebody who's been Uchenna, who is canvassing. Is it Uchenna or who else? Or is it Engineer His? Somebody is canvassing that he feels there should be um, he feels there should be a need for people to start a new party because according to him, um, people have lost faith in the existing party. So if you are the one, please let me know so I can bring you up. I just want to hear you out. I mean, you definitely know I don't agree with you, but I want to hear your position. So I think it's the engineer Heath. Okay, let me unmute you. Engineer Heath, unmute your video. Let's hear from you. So you are for that we should start a new party. All you just need to prove to us is how that party is going to work, how there won't be a repetition of what happened with Showore, Fela Dotoye, and all these people. Some people even say they should have merged together. Even when you merge them together, right? What came in was not even up to 100,000. Add all the youths, wasn't up to that. So how do you start a youth party and guarantee that youth party will be in, will have word, will have, will present all the seven local governments of Nigeria, will be able to have different wards and great representation. How do you fund such party? Understanding that politics is about funding, right? How do you galvanize young people who don't even have a job? Are they the ones that will bankroll a political party? So there are a lot of factors. Um, you know, I don't understand. There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot. So let's hear.
Good evening, doctor.
Yeah. Good evening. Please go ahead. Can
My side, I'm on mute. But my side here, we are blackouts. I can't really have a video conversation right now. Yeah. The other day I spoke. I think the first day I joined the forum, I talked about us starting our party and starting from the grassroots. Most of these parties I've seen failing, especially Showore and the rest. They only had the presidential candidate. They only had the presidential candidate. We were only concentrating on the national seats. They didn't take into consideration the grassroots politics. That was where they failed. Imagine a deputy governor aspirant. A day to election was whisked away from the party to become to vote for that party. So you can see the insincerity among the persons that were in that party, and they were only concentrating on the national seat. So I will say, if we are going to have
your network is misbehaving. I don't know. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Actually, I'm on site and I'm still trying. I mean, this place is not really okay for network. Can we hear better now? Is it clearer? I don't know.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You can hear me now. So I'm on the opinion that if we will study what is called the grassroots politics, we need to go to all these local governments and stabilize our intentions and our politics. We don't just rely on only presidential candidates. That is where we want to take it. That was where some of the other parties are missing it. We will see that we have this party, they only have presidential candidates. They don't have governorship candidates, they don't have states and local government politics. When we set up our own, funding is going to come in. I'm very sure funding will not be a problem. Nobody could believe that NSAS sponsorship could have gone this way. It was even youth that sponsored it. So sponsorship will not be a problem if there is sincerity in us and we are ready to work. Then gathering or having faith in each other is on that thing. Like now, a lot of youths don't have voters card safe. A lot of you don't have voters card, so they don't register. So register, they don't pick their card. Some don't even have the courage to go to polling units on election day because they have this belief that our vote don't count. So if we start now, we still have about 2 years preparation. Let's start now, and we'll look for experts that are good in politics. They will show us and teach us. Me, I'm not a political person. I'm an engineer by profession, and I want to learn as well. I have interest of leading people. I have interest of giving people this freedom.
It's obvious that you are definitely not a political analyst. I will tell you categorically, my brother, I really appreciate your contribution, but I can tell you, take it to the bank. What you have said was exactly what Showore tried to do. You see, the concept of building things from the grassroots, right, requires a lot of money, and it was very easy to have, gotten the support. I can tell you, if SARS were to have a political movement, it would not have gathered the kind of money it gathered. If you agree with me, guys, it would not have. Because sometimes we fail to really analyze how money comes in politics. And it's all over the world. How do people raise money in the US? You raise money by special interest. It's called special interest. So Wall Street is a special interest. Automobile has special interest. Truck drivers of America are special interest. Oil and gas workers are special interest, right? All these people have to back you. I'm talking of even in America, how they raise money. They have to back you, right? To be able to get success. That's how this thing works. They have to back you. That's how you raise money. And when they back you, when you become president, you better do what they want. You better do what they want, or they are going to come after you because they were the ones that sponsor your election. This is how politics works. But as a movement, you can get international donors, right? Some of the things we are beginning to put in place, you can get NGOs all over the world, whether local or foreign, to support you. If they see the wisdom in it, you are electoral awareness, you are trying to get, there are a lot of funding that are legal. You saw your hand. It won't have to be that it was one Baba Saleh that is doing that move. Say, hey, because it's the one that paid the bills. And so these are real issues that sometimes we do not analyze very well. Is it and say Showore didn't do this, Showore didn't do that. Even the reason why Showore was able to go far, you know how much Showore was able to raise? He probably was the one that raised the highest money that you could say people donated. People like Kingsley Moghalu used their private money. Fela got a token, and most of it was his private money. So they didn't even have enough money to be able to even do the grassroots you are talking about. Okay, let me give you. How did Atiku win the primary of PDP in 2019? How did it happen? Other guys had started giving from the story ahead. Wike had partnered with Tambua, and they wanted to put in I think it was Tambua they wanted to put in, right? More of, let a governor go in. I think Wike had distributed, was it I can't remember the amount. Maybe they said 30,000 or 20,000. I can't remember the amount. After they have done their own, we heard that Atiku camp, you heard the story, dollar primary. By the time those ones brought in their own money, ladies and gentlemen, they swallow Wike and Tambuwal and everybody went to the camp of Atiku. This is how they sponsor election. Even in Lagos and all those, the same Atiku started distributing money per state that was used to mobilize people in the grassroots. You don't have an idea of the kind of money they use for election. Now, US election, let's even say Nigeria is dirty, that's why. Do you know that the US election has got in more than $5 billion, this current US election? $5 billion. You know what $5 billion is? And I'm talking of United States of America, where they don't do vote buying. Right? So that you want to bring it to Nigeria. Let me give you another calculation many of us don't analyze. For you to get people to work for you, to just have people in every polling unit so that they don't steal your vote. Because what happens in many polling units is that APC and PDP shares every other party's vote. So for you to avoid that, you need to have 150,000 people in all your polling units in Nigeria. Now, the least you can give someone to help you, because he needs to go to a local government secretariat, he needs to follow all the ballots, ensure that they do not divert them, and that the right materials come to his own unit. He needs not less than 10,000 naira as logistics. If you agree, type I agree. An average person that will serve as your ward agent. I'm not talking of you are bribing him. Just to do logistics for your ward and make sure, right, that he monitors everything and nothing goes wrong. At least he needs 10,000 naira to do logistics, to move around from local government secretariat to the polling. 10,000 naira. Everybody will help me multiply 10,000 naira by 150,000. How much is that? 10,000 naira by 150,000. Let's do that quickly. If you have calculator, you can use your calculator. Has anybody done that math? 10,000 multiplied by 150,000. In fact, my calculator is giving me error. That's the amount of money. Can anybody just do the math? How much is that? 10,000 naira multiplied by 150,000. So, ladies and gentlemen, somebody says that should be 1.5 billion. Are you sure that's correct? Can somebody else confirm if that is correct? Somebody should just help us confirm. Is that correct? So I'm just trying to help you see the kind of money you need, though. And with this, we have not talked about souvenirs. Yeah, that's 1.5 billion. We're not talking about souvenirs. We're not talking about logistics for people moving from one ward to the other. We're not talking about billboard posters, commercial, just to mobilize your ward people. The question is, the total money we raised was not even up to 200 million, talking of 1.5 billion. Right? And there was nobody who was more aggressive than Showore. On Facebook, everywhere he put in everything. Okay, so guys, we can open as many parties as possible. I'm not against opening new parties. I'm not against that, we try. I just want to ask you guys a question. How many years did it take to form APC? Can anybody give me the answer? How many years did it take to form APC? Can anybody just give us an idea? How many years did it take to form APC? Remember, there was ANPP, there was AD, then later AD turned to just, we are talking from 1999. So what you had was PDP was the major party, and then you have inter parties like ANPP, strong in the north. You had AD, strong in southwest, and then the rest was still owned by PDP. Remember. Then later you had ANPP. You have uh, this Buhari CPC, Buhari's party. Then you still had AD that became ACN. Did you remember? It took 15 years of trying to gather the smaller party to become one, which was what happened in 2015. Okay? Before we were able to then have what you call the second largest party. It took 15 years. And I'm just trying to help you understand the level of journey you need to go to. So to form a third party that will be robust, it's not going to be a 3 years move. It's not. So we need to be, as we are looking at this thing, we need to also be realistic. We need to work with data and proper projections. All right? You want to win 2023, it's not something you can win by just starting a new party. Yes, Choma, you can go ahead. Please unmute your video. We prefer that most people are able to show their video, please, because they affect the viewership and people trying to watch. A lot of people enjoy when they can see your face. Please go ahead, Choma.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Actually, this is Chekube. Choma is my wife. I'm using her phone. That's why it's showing Choma.
Some men do that, by the way. But go ahead.
It's okay. I really appreciate all the effort that's been put for this movement to see the light of the day. And Doctor, I appreciate that you are putting in a lot to see it happen. So on the issue at hand, I would also agree with you that we don't need to start with forming a new party. In fact, that would be like shooting ourselves on the foot. If we start a new party, we're going to have a lot of people to infiltrate it. And at the end of the day, we end up fighting ourselves. It's already happening in the NSAS movement. You see, it was easy for them to get some youths also to fight against the movement. So when we create a structure that will give them that leverage, it will help to pull us down. I'm happy to hear from our sister that just spoke what the database team is already doing. This is this is the right movement, the right things we can start doing. The data collection and statistics of what is currently going on in the political phase of the country is what we need to have at hand. Then, in terms of this strategy on how we can have a voice in 2023 is what is very, very, very important. And we need to just look beyond just forming a party or just having meeting, keep talking about what is happening in Nigeria and the need for youth to, come out and vote. There should be an intentional pathway. We should be able to set our goals. What will be our next 6 months goals? What will be our next 1 year goals? What will be our 2 years goal? And what will be our final goal for 2023? Grassroots engagement is one of it's the key and the most important thing we need to do. The country is so large, the population is much, and our ability to be able to take the large chunk of the population to believe in the new ideology it would go a long way to help us to dismantle both APC, PDP. My point as regards to the movement is we, just like we are forming a pressure group, I know that many other youth groups are being formed as well. They are having their own ideology and agenda, which might, rhyme with what we are saying or what we are planning. But if you look at it across the board, you see that there will be different or contradicting ideologies that will still come up from different youth pressure groups. Now, we also need to begin to monitor different pressure groups that are coming up. What are they projecting? How can we gradually begin to engage them as well to start on time to unify our primary goals? And our primary goal, for me, if I would suggest, is to, in fact, it might sound stupid, but from my heart, if there is any way we can make sure that any any politician that have been in politics for this whole period we've been facing the backwardness in Nigeria should never be allowed to come into our movement. Some of them will come in as spies. Some of them would come in to present themselves to have the interests of the youth. If we would outrightly decide that, okay, if we are forming a new movement that will translate to political party later in the years, then we should look for new politicians. Nigeria is so big. We have a lot of capable people. So we would not have anybody, be you a good politician or whatever, provided you have occupied a position in Nigeria in this present dispensation. We will take it that you have served your own. You will step aside. If you want to be part of the movement, you can be part of the movement, but it can be maybe bringing contribution, but you will not vie any position. I don't know how that can play out, but this is what I'm thinking. Then second thing is to get to the grassroots. We need to begin to develop programs that would desensitize the youths. I think the youths, in spite of the awakeness that is coming up and people are beginning to be aware that we need to change Nigeria, there is already a chronic problem in the system, which is poverty. And trust me, when the time comes, when the money starts flying, just like you said, you would be surprised to see someone who have been carrying this movement for years or for months, just turning all of a sudden because of bribe and all of that. So if we can start programs that will begin to desensitize the youth, engage them, and at the same time, kind of alleviating poverty to an extent. I know we cannot be able to solve the whole of the problems, but if we can start some programs that can help the poor of the poor to see that, okay, there could be light in following this movement. If it is, providing basic food and some things, that is what we can do. We have a lot of people who are interested in.
I think you may have to stop here.
Okay.
So that others too can drop their contribution. But I really appreciate that. There's a lot that you said. The good news is that all that is also being done. If Mohammed Adeleke can help us host the group. So all of us who have great ideas, join one of these 4 groups, 5 groups, 7 groups, based on the ideas that you have. What we are doing is that we are collating everybody's idea to form a document that we're going to be working with, right? And that's why Mustafa was sharing with us some of what they are doing in the membership team. And honestly, I know she's done a great job with the team there, to come up with a structure that will make sure we're in every local government, every ward we can penetrate. And what we are saying, we are the same way they infiltrate us, we are better off infiltrating them too. And it's the truth. You may think it won't work, but I've seen people do it. I've seen people do it over and over and over again. They hijack a political party to win the election. Where if you even argue with me, I'm not agree that Donald Trump hijacked the Republican Party. If you agree, that I agree. Donald Trump was not a core, he hijacked the thing. All they did, by the way, Mohammed, I'm waiting or Eric for you to post all the groups that people can join. Post it both on Facebook as well as here on Zoom, and also post it on the New Nigerian HQ party. Donald Trump hijacked the Republican Party, are not that extreme like what Donald Trump has done. All he did was to hijack it. That's why most of the Republican Party guys kept saying he will not go far. They were mocking him. They were laughing at him. Nobody took him serious. Just that to their surprise, the guy won Iowa. Even when he won Iowa, people were saying, that was a mistake. Before you know it, like that, that's how Donald Trump, before you know, that's why Mitt Romney is still never going to like Donald Trump till tomorrow, because these are the core guys who were running the Republican Party. And they felt that Donald Trump came to hijack that party from them. Right? They felt he came to hijack that party from them. So the reality still remains. And these are real facts here, ladies and gentlemen, that anybody, if you have all the tools, you can hijack a political party and still run and still achieve your goal. And that will be my advice to any one of you who exactly also with Ben Carson. That's my advice for some of you want to run. Find a way to enter the existing parties, right? Find a way to look for a way to infiltrate those parties and get involved and get engaged, and you go far. You go far. It's just how this thing works. If you're able to pull a lot of stunts, look at what's happening even in PDP, right? PDP Lagos. Chief Mr. Babatunde Badamasi is now like the main face of PDP Lagos. But the man first contested primary. I don't know that many of you remember. Jimmy Agbaje was the one that won, and he supported him. Right? The second time again, he tried it. If you remember that story, then Jimmy Agbaje narrowly took it. The man then moved to another party. I don't know whether it's ACN or a whatever party in the last general election. But the same Badamasi has returned back to PDP. He's the one running the senatorial seat for PDP. And you know that even if he lost, he's most likely the one to run for governorship in Lagos again. Right? And this man, go and check the history of PDP in Lagos, is relatively new. Right? Mr. Babatunde Badamasi is relatively new to Lagos PDP. But he's been able to take over that party. That's what we're saying. So with the right resources, with the right knowledge, you can take over a party, and you stand a greater chance of doing something great than even the concept of, again, I'm not stopping you from starting a new one or joining a new party. A lot of people are already doing that. Go ahead, but still consider the option of the existing party. My decision Since I'm not contesting election in 2023, I am joining all the political parties in Nigeria. That's my own personal decision. So on election day, I can vote ABGA for president, APC for senator, PDP for governorship, and that's what I even did in last election. I voted Feladro Toye for president. There was no his party, there was nobody from his party that was going for Senate. So I picked somebody from candidate that I voted for Senate. Then I think I voted for another party for governorship. You know, I usually vote in Ogun State. That's how I mix the thing, based on who I felt qualified in my own analysis. So in the same vein, I can join multiple parties and choose to, you know, eventually side with whichever one that appeals to me. Nobody can hold me for that one. It's my free right. Okay? It's my free right. Yes. So, anybody? Michael says no APC, no PDP. No problem. Please go and try it. Like I said to you guys, it's an opinion. What I've learned is that in 2019, the trick that they used was to say you people should go and contest. And we all rushed to contest, if you remember. And because everybody assumed or felt, which was true anyway, that we're not going to get chance in these old parties, everybody went to start their party. This place they started dealing with us was they used their people to convince that you people should merge now. Merge. As we are not merging, they use that to discourage other youth to say, imagine if people want to become your president. They couldn't even unite amongst themselves to have a consensus. Is that the person you want to vote for? At the end of the day, Nigerian youth had no choice than to pick between APC and PDP. And that was what happened in the last election. But I knew that would happen. So when they started, go and start party, you too, go and put, I knew it was a divide strategy. They wanted to divide the votes of the youth and make them look like these guys have no chance. Why not just still vote for these old people again? And that was what happened. The same model, if we are not smart, will happen in 2023. They have already told us that we should not protest on the streets. Your power is in election. Do you see that they've said it? So what will happen again? Some are opening political parties. Some are starting a movement that will later become political parties. At the end of the day, close to 2023, they will still tell us, Abba, you people should merge now. You don't have a chance. All so that we do not look in their direction. When it's election time, they release all money. The same youth we are relying on will not vote for any youth. Because they too will do the math. How many youths are contesting? Which one do I even vote for? What are even the chances of these people? How many of them even have local government president, ward by ward presence? How many of them? So we go back to square one. Those are realities here. Again, I am not saying we cannot start a new party and make a move. I'm just saying these are major realities confronting us. Ojeve, go ahead. Who else want to speak? I'm just taking two people and we'll wrap up for today. Ojeve is one. Who else want to say something tonight?
Hello. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Go ahead.
You see, Nigeria, the problem to start a political party is not just what you can just wake up more money and just say you want to start a movement. You understand? The problem for, as in, if one person, as in, you know, as in when America was growing, as in those first 10 people that was there, they made a group, they made a movement, they made a strong structure. You understand? And in the aspect of financing, they financed themselves, they were there for each other. You get me? The problem is not forming a party. The problem is empowering, as in catching those people at the bottom that have the interest of the people at heart, catching them from the infant, so that you will not groom them. Because political party is about grooming. All I know. And most of them, you see, most of all these big politicians, there was once a key holder in a political party before moving to another political party. You get me? It's not, you know Nigeria the way it is. Once they see the group is growing, they will try their possible means to hijack it. And you know our country, it has some kind of amount they will bring to some people. They will definitely say they are right. You know it's going, how it's being done in Nigeria. You see most of some party, inside a party, there are different group inside a party. You understand? Like my state in Edo State, inside APC, the group that I know, which I once belongs to, there is Edo in Safe Hand. It's a group inside APC. They have their own structure. They have their own meetings. They have a structure. There's a group called Edo in Safe Hand, Edo New Movement, and different other groups. Some I try to recall, some I forget them. But what I'm trying to say is that before somebody will say, let me start a movement or a political party, you don't just do it like that. First of all, you cannot just start one day. It will take time for the thing to form and to be stronger. What matters most is for them to have a great structure. It's the structure, you understand? Before you say someone want to start this political party from a fresh, you must first belong to a group, a stronger ones. Then those other like, let me say the world level, or let me say the world, not even the local government level, the world level. By the time someone gathering them from the world level, first of all is to make sure those people that you are using as a role model to bring more people, empower them. You know what our people see is that when they see that you belong to a movement, you have connection, you are, as in, based on the person that have that is the main founder, have already laid sacrifice for them. Our people see what, as in, our people see what people, as in, since this thing can change them, let us give it a try. That is what our people see. You understand? That is why most of them at the end, they will be cajoled, they will be deceived to, based on what they are looking for. You understand? And as a youth, as we youth now, it's just for us, it's not an easy thing. You understand? Anything political movement, it needs finance, it needs mobilization. You understand? That is why I say, if someone to do it, you just catch the young youth, as in catch them from the grassroots level, maybe empowering most of the youth. That's why when a fellow youth see this one is in a movement, he's getting everything he wants, that thing will be attracting them, and will promoting the interest of the group at large, maybe at a world level. You understand?
Thank you very much for your contribution. We really appreciate it. Very insightful. And I agree with you that starting a movement is not beans. It takes a lot, and that's part of what we have been saying and we're emphasizing, right? It's not something that just happened overnight and then just works like that.
Because right here, me, as I reside in South Africa, the leader of the EFF, this Malema, he was once a youth leader, the ruling ANC. You understand? He left. Even as he left, it's not easy for him.
Yeah,
you understand?
Exactly. Malema hasn't been able to win, aside for Senate seats, their own equivalent of Senate.
Even if Rome was not built in a day. If the problem we have in Nigeria is that betray, we can start up something, but at the end, some people might sell our interest.
I think sometimes it's not even that people sold your interest. I think sometimes it's the ability to convince you that people sold your interest. Look at when NSAS started. Do you know they wanted to destroy the NSAS by saying some people collected money? If you remember, right? It took, a while for just somehow people didn't choose to
Let us
believe.
this story of this answers. We know
So-
Nigeria. We hate. You know why I continue to Nigeria? We hate the. It has been long time. It's not today they have been fashioning story. All those all those our stupid elites. They know how to cook story.
Yeah. Because I just want to make my point clear. So they will. It's not even just about trust issues. It's also that they have a way of sowing that discord seed, right? Even if somebody has not betrayed the trust, they can still sell the lie that somebody did. I watch how Shorem raised money online. I watch how he spent the money. When they wanted to start the controversy, they said the guy was sleeping in a hotel. They said that he didn't render the account of the money he raised well. First of all, the people who raised money to support Shorem and not the party. Nobody knew the party. He was the party. He started the party. The people who were supporting Shorem had no business that he was sleeping in a hotel. But see, when they want to twist the thing and then go against, they have a way of saying these stories, right? And the thing makes sense to people and everybody begin to. So it is that we just need to be wiser. They throw in ethnic dimension to it, they throw in religious dimension, they throw in all dimensions they want. We just need to say this time around, no. You cannot break us with stories of somebody has collected money. Somebody must be speaking for. I remember when the NSAS movement happened, there were some pictures that came out that were said people died. And I realized that those people came out and said they didn't die. You know what I did? I had to do a write-up to say these people said they died, but they didn't die. I supported the NSAS movement, but I cannot hear that certain information was wrong and I'll keep quiet. That, I've said it. No. So I came back on my page and started posting that some of this social picture, and I posted where the person said he didn't die. That either it was a drama, either one thing or the other. And guess what started happening? People started attacking me on Facebook. That they must have paid him something. Oh, somebody even said they must have hacked SA's account. All manner of stories I started reading. So we're in a system where, we just personally have our own demons where if we are too extreme, we don't even want to balance the conversation to say maybe there's some wisdom in what this person is saying, right? Sometimes we just get, no, it's either this way or no other way. No other, anything anybody is saying, no, it don't make sense. So we must learn to be flexible and look at the various options available. I'll take one more person and then we'll wrap up for today. Again, I need Mohammed Adeleke or Akonde to post the link to all the groups people can join. There's a lot of work going on in the New Nigerian movement. We have 7 committees and powerful documents are being put together. You guys will not believe what will come up in the next couple of weeks as to the structure and some solid things we are putting together for the New Nigerian youth movement. So it's real and it's going to be mega. From 2021, we will be everywhere by the grace of God and will cause the change that is needed in this country. We will, and we'll do it together. And there is nothing that will stop us, but we just need to all agree with the fact that we need to take it step by step, one time after the other. Please help me also, Akonde, thank you. Let me also share these links also on Facebook. Also, let's have the link of the committees also. So Akonde, let me allow you just wrap up for today. I want to thank everybody who have commented and contributed. So I'll allow Akonde just do some housekeeping and give us all the details we need. Okay? Yeah, I agree with you. Mr. Samuel Dada says, I think hatred makes people believe in lies, especially in the case of Shore. Absolutely. I just feel yeah, but these people just know how to, they just know how to, you know, deceive us. They are good at just divide and conquer. They are good at it. Look at how they wanted to make their argument about the NSAS movement, right? They went to raise one young guy, make sure he's a Southerner, so that you won't even say it's the North, right? To come and say he's suing so set of people. And how come it was when the spokesperson to the president said it a day before, the following day somebody went to sue? How many of you noticed when somebody said, the spokesperson to the president, saying that the NSAS people need to be prosecuted, if you remember? So how come it was the next day, one, I don't even want to mention his name so as not to make him popular, suddenly went to court and say he's filing something against people who promoted NSAS. I wish my name was there, right? I'm looking at the actual people who are going to be wearing to court. You can even dance Jerusalem song, you know, after court session. I mean, it was just a mockery, right? It was a mockery. It was a joke. But that's what we're talking about. They just know. So look at how they are putting the whole thing to all make it look as if, yes, before you know it now, they will start saying, even amongst the youth, some other youth decided to take other youths to court. And you see how they want to tweak the thing now, which we know there's nothing like that. It's just one small boy, government give money and start saying he's taking people to court. You know, so again, they are just good with what they do. Very good. Look at when they wanted to stop this NSAS thing in Abuja. One small boy like that was able to gather all the news outlets. Where did he get the money? Even when you have the money, how do you get connection to get all the news outlets in Nigeria to a meeting in front of the headquarters of the Nigerian police to say that if they don't stop protests, you start attacking them? Obviously, these are state-sponsored guys. But that's the kind of system we run. So they know how to play the card when they want to act like they're dividing us. So Akonde, please go ahead. Thank you, everybody, for your contribution, for being here. All of you who have joined one committee or the other, God bless you and reward you. This new Nigeria will be realized and achieved. Akonde, please go ahead and give us all the informations. We still need the links to the committees. Name the committees and tell us how we can join. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I actually wasn't prepared to come live, but doctor needed those links. I had to post. I usually just, I like being in the background so that I'll be updated, because you see, these conversations that we are having, we can't overemphasize them. You never can tell how much of importance that it is. See, ideas spring up, and you know, there are a lot of us, like Dr. Stephen mentioned, that are working behind the scenes, that are working, you know, round the clock. Not that these are our full-time job. Actually, we have our jobs, but you know, these are country that has been bestowed to us, that we were born in, and it must be great. And some of us, there's nothing you can say that will reverse that mentality. That of course Nigeria can be great, and that our generation, my generation, I'm in my 30s. I believe we usually make reference to the fact that Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, Pa Akitola, Ahmad Bello, and the likes. They were all in our age brackets when they took reign of this country, of this country, and fought for independence from the colonial masters. As we are speaking, you know, there was a video we posted on our page some weeks ago. It sprang up in our group, and we posted on our Facebook group. That was Muhammad. I've forgotten the name of the foundation. It was speaking about, you know, this age bracket of the thing, and you know what leaders, and it was analyzing from continent to continent. You know, in Europe, you find them giving the reign of their country to the people in their 30s, in their 40s. And it was even analyzing, comparing the whole of Africa. what is the GDP of the entire of the whole of Africa? Not up to a trillion, not up to $1 trillion. And you find America with tens of $1 trillion GDP, handing over the country to a Barack Obama in his 40s. You find Canada handing over the prime minister position to Justin Trudeau in his 40s. Macron of France in his 40s. So what's wrong with Africa that the average age of our own president, of our own leaders, is in their 60s?
60, where will it take you to? If not, where will it lead you to? If not to lead you to the grave? He was asking, are they leading us to the grave? Are they thinking of the future? Are these guys thinking of the next 20 years? Are they thinking of the next 10 years? So, now is the time for us to wake up and thank God that now we are awoke. Now that we are awoke, we should not allow any divisive tendencies to come in between us, be it religion, be it ethnicity, tribalism, and all those stuff. Even be it economic, because we need to relate to the guys on the street, and we've seen that, we've learned that in the NSAS protest. So those links we have shared, please kindly follow up, follow up our Facebook page, especially. All the updates you need is right there on our Facebook page. We posted it earlier. We also opened a Twitter handle that was opened just yesterday. Follow up our Facebook page and the Facebook group. The WhatsApp group is also there, very active. Some of the information we have on our Facebook page came from the WhatsApp group, and we must all continue to link up, must all continue to connect. There are persons that you've been seeing here almost every night, coming, contributing. Link up with them. I've seen guys here that I've linked up with. In fact, somewhere that linked up with me, I linked up with Ozioma Saba. A lot of things happening from all those linkages. I got link from somewhere that made me to attend the Revolution Now online session. I also attended the Fixed Politics, also the Aisha Yusufu movement. All these movements, I will be there. I will be present at that. You might pick something that when you implement, the extent to which your own implementation will get to, their own spread might not get there. So, we must continue to link up, must continue to participate. So the new Nigerian youth movement, what we are going to do now is, for us to make us to know where we are coming from. I usually emphasize that it's important to know what informed the formation of this movement. From October 24th, now we started having sessions till date. We'll post the links to all those videos there. It's important you follow up with those videos. And as Dr. Stephen said earlier, we are doing a lot behind the scenes. The committees, kudos to you guys. You guys have done the strategy and structure committee, the IT committee, IT and social media committee, the MM2G, media and movement to government committee, the grassroots database and the membership committee, all these committees, and the finance committee I must mention. A whole lot of persons are working. You want to join, you believe you have something to contribute to take our country forward, fill the form. I would post the link to the membership form because that's a requirement for you to join the committee. You need to, and we'll send you the link to join the committee. Let me pull up the link to fill the membership form. I'm doing that right away. I'll put it in the comment section of the Zoom chat group. I'll put it in the chat group of the Zoom. Okay, there you go. I have it. bit.ly/NNYM membership form. Fill that form.
And we put it
select the committee that you work on.
Let's put it on Facebook too, please.
Yes, somebody is asking a question, Tonyo Olaoye, that there are different movements springing up, new political parties springing up, the NYDP. I've joined their platform, the Telegram group. fantastic numbers I'm seeing there. If it is organic, and I believe it's organic because the way people are joining, nobody's exiting. The number keeps increasing on a daily basis. And I've joined all the group of each of the states that I have affinity with. I reside in River State. I've joined the River State group. I'm from Oyo State. I've joined the Oyo State group. My umbilical cord was buried in Lagos. I've joined the Lagos State group. I'm currently working in Delta State. I've joined the Delta State group. And like Dr. Steven said, that has been my resolution ever since we started this movement, that I'm going to pick up the party membership form of the two political parties, both APC and PDP. After all, if they lost primaries the following morning, they will pick the ticket of the next party, and they will have a second opportunity to contest. Here too, we are going to join them. We are going to participate in their primaries. We are going to determine who emerges as the candidate of those political parties, because I don't want to end up having to choose between the lesser evil, like what happened in America. I don't want to have, okay, you know, the youth, the blacks, as it were, they have to choose between two white old folks. They don't have a choice than those two. So for me, I want to give myself several options. I want to participate in the primary. I want to determine the person that will emerge as the ward councillor. I want to determine the person that will emerge as the party bearer, the ticket party, the flag bearer at the local government level, at the state assembly level, at the governorship level. You know, we are all, most of us were interested in who will become the president, who will become the president. Let's look for the best man. One man cannot fix this country. At least the Buhari example has shown that one man cannot fix the country. You will end up saying, oh, the excuse of President Muhammadu Buhari in his first tenure is that Senate President Olubukola Saraki was not working with him, was not working with the agenda of the party. So trash all those excuses. My brothers, my sisters, be wherever you are, we need to wake up, join them. Let's determine those guys that will go to NAS. Let's determine those guys that will win the Senate ticket of the political parties, of the two political parties. Let's have a situation where we will be choosing who is the best candidate of the two, not who is the lesser evil candidate of the two. In the presidential election, in the Senate election, in the House of Representative election, in the governorship election, you know, down the line, because we are all focusing on Aso Rock, but this power is diffused. This power is turned into three. You have it at the federal level, you have it at the state level, and you have it at the local government level. Let's start from somewhere, and I believe we'll get there. If you have any question regarding any information about the movement, kindly send to New Nigeria NNYM @gmail.com. The email address I'm going to share, nnymmovement@gmail.com. nnymmovement@gmail.com. If you have any question or contribution, and of course, the links to each of our platform we have earlier shared. We have a Telegram group, we have a Facebook group, and we have a Facebook page. So thank you everybody for joining us this evening. We are currently working with the committees. They'll be coming on the platform to update us on how far they have gone. And I think the committee that will be coming up first will be that of the membership and the database committee. Probably we are going to schedule them for this Friday. So let's watch out for that. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm going to be signing out. If Henry is there, Eric, if you're there with me, I want to know so that I'll know that as soon as I'm signing out, you are also logging out. You know, I don't have the co-host right this evening. Eric, if you're on the platform, let me see your chat in the chat box. Eric, are you here? Okay, Tony said, may God continue to bless your effort. Thank you very much in this struggle. Thank you very much, Tony. We appreciate your support. You also showing up here. It's a morale booster for us. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. We're about to call it a day. We started 7 o'clock and this is 8:35. See you guys tomorrow. Okay, somebody's asking for the Telegram link. Eric, can you help me paste the Telegram link? The Telegram link. Let me see if I can quickly generate one and send across to the chat box. Sorry, today I couldn't log into Facebook. You guys on Facebook, I can't follow with your comment, but I promise you next time I'm coming on board, we are going to follow up with your comments on Facebook. Let me pull up the Telegram link. That's important. I promise you I'm going to do that tonight before I leave here. The Telegram link. I'm trying to search my draft. I've said that before. Let me pull up the Telegram link for you. A whole lot of vibration on the Telegram link, on the Telegram group. There is this, or it's a guy always keeping that group busy. You know, we've spoken about the subject restructuring here, and restructuring is one thing that is top gear. Yes, it's singular. That's your username on Telegram. Wants to know what are the admin of the Telegram group, what our state say on the subject restructuring. And we've said this repeatedly. We've done this topic. We've touched on this topic of restructuring here on this platform, and the consensus opinion is that you can't get restructuring except you are in, because no matter the level of what's it called, no matter the level of protest, no matter at the level of agitation, no matter the level of the committee, even the federal government itself has set up. The Obasanjo organized a confab. President Goodluck Jonathan also organized a confab. Those confab, their outcome will remain mere recommendation, because our constitution is a rigid type. And these are the empowerment and knowledge we are going to be sharing on this platform. The types, what's a constitution? What are the types of constitution? We have the written and unwritten constitution. What are the characteristics of a written constitution? The nature of a written constitution is that they are strictly rigid. You need 2/3. You need 2/3 of the 36 states in Nigeria to agree to an amendment in the constitution. Look at the issue of local government drawing their money directly from FAC. It got to the assembly. We couldn't get 2/3 of the state assembly to agree to it, because you need the state assemblies to agree to it before it can be amended. So I'm already asking guys on the Telegram group to kindly post the link, because I can't get one now, and I'm sure guys are joining. They will soon get me that link right here. Let me check the Zoom chat if that. Okay, that's it. You have it there. Okay, those are the guys that just joined the group. Yes, you have it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so we're saying for you to get restructuring, you need to participate. That's why we need to send like minds, people that have our kind of opinion, people that believe in restructuring. Restructuring has been in the front burner since 2017. At least that everybody, all geopolitical zone, is calling for it since 2017. But the persons we voted to NAS, that is the National Assembly and the Senate, the persons who voted to the State Assembly, are those persons people that would vote for restructuring? That's the question. Okay. So let's brace up. ensure that in this coming election, those persons that will vote in are those that will give us structure. Look at the petroleum industry bill, the PIB. Our political elite has been promising us the PIB right from the year 2000. Look at the first Senate, second Senate, we are in the 8th Senate. PIB, nowhere. Senate President Bukola Saraki promised us PIB. It got nowhere. Okay, later they broke it down to petroleum industry governance bill. That okay, if they take the downstream sector away from the upstream sector, I just let them push for one. Yet we're not getting anything. These guys keep promising in and out. They go to Abuja in 4 years' time, they come back, share 5,000 naira, get the vote, go back. You know, they deceive us that our vote is not enough. If really our vote, that is not our vote that determines who get there. Me, at least that has been debunked in my head. Question by somebody on this platform, and I picked it, and you know, I expanded it in my head. The person just asked a simple question: if your vote does not count, why is it that politicians are willing to buy it? Let that sink in our head. Let it sink in our head, in our heart, everywhere. Let us ruminate that overnight. Let's think that till we meet next on the next meeting here. If our votes are truly not important, why are these guys willing to pay for them? If our votes are truly not important, why is it that towards election we see people get arrested with loads of PVCs in their hand? You know, these guys will go to their opponent's camp, buy up the PVC so that those guys will not show up to vote. If those votes are truly not important, why are they willing to pay? Why is it that on election days, the two big parties usually come cash in hand, raw cash? This one will be a go transfer, ready to buy this vote. That means that truly this vote is our liberation that people sell for 5K every 4 years. So let that remain with us till we meet tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining this evening. Eric, I'm signing out on behalf of the convener, Dr. Stephen Akitayo, and the rest of the team working tenaciously behind the scene. And on behalf of each of our committees, their current coordinators and secretaries. The air is Ahmed Akonde, signing out on behalf of the New Nigerian Youth Movement. Thank you for joining us this evening. Bye-bye, everybody.